The Drifters, the Platters, and Cornel Gunther's Coasters. Friday night, September 27th, the Robbins Theater in Warren, Ohio. What a show it's going to be. You can get your tickets right now at robbinstheater.com. I am honored to be joined by Mr. Jerome Jackson. For the past 30 years, he has been the leader of the Drifters. Jerome, thank you very much for taking some time.
You're quite welcome, my friend. It's my honor to be here with you.
Well, we're looking forward to you on Friday night. I got so many things I got to ask you. Save the Last Dance for Me, Under the Boardwalk, There Goes My Baby, Money Honey, the hits that you guys have all packed into the one night. And I'm just talking about the Drifters. There's got to be a lot of smiles on people's faces when they watch you sing and perform.
Man, they are so happy and just loving the moment and just reminiscing back to the good times and all of the special lyrics. It's just a wonderful time in there for everybody.
Well, you have a major role, Mr. Jackson, of maintaining that legacy of the Drifters and the history of soul music. That's some big shoes.
It is, but the good thing about it for me, and I've been there for quite a long time, is that I had the opportunity to sing with some of the original guys. And I still follow that pattern of spirit that they had on stage, and I just add mine to it. So it makes it very pleasant for the people. They can understand and relate to the things that I'm saying to them.
I hate the term oldies. I can't. So if you're not new, you're an oldies. I will always look at the Drifters forever in my heart as the ultimate soul R&B group. I mean, the ultimate. What do you think of the term oldies?
Well, I just think that time dictates the moment. And there's nothing wrong with oldies because there are new generations coming that don't feel like we do about it. So we can keep it young in our hearts and still reach out to those who really don't know that much about the music and allow them to get into the music. But I think these oldies will never die. I think it will be go on through generations and generations because of the impact it had when it was done.
We were talking off camera, and I saw you guys about 10 years ago in Vegas. Your voice is, like butter, man. How do you keep that voice? That's some big vocals that you got to do. How do you keep that voice so good?
It's all about the good man upstairs because even in the beginning for me, I was really a sportsman, an athlete. And singing, I had no idea that I would be singing. It just came natural. I never had any voice lessons or anything. It was just natural, and people kept accepting it, which I thought everybody could sing. Because it was so natural to me. I just, I had no idea. And people started falling out in church, and I was, my spirit was shy, and I didn't want them to do that, and really didn't want to sing the song anymore because I didn't want them falling out. Went from there to high school, walking down the hallway, and the music teacher stopped me in the hallway and said, "Young man." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Are you in the choir?" I said, "No, sir, I'm not." He said, "Well, tomorrow you will be." So things just kept happening, even in my venture in rock and roll. I work with Van McCoy. I don't know if you remember him.
Sure.
From the Hustle.
Yeah.
He did my first album, which didn't do too much because he had a fallout with the Polygram, and they let us go. But I had that opportunity. Then I went to New York singing, and one of the girlfriends of one of the Joneses, I don't know if you heard of them, Sugar Pie Guy, don't you tell, no lie to me. Anyway, that was their record. And the girlfriend came and saw me singing in New Jersey and went back and told one of the members, said, "You need to go and check this young man out." So he came and checked me out, and after the show, he came up and said, "If this group ever break up, you got a job." So the
Nice.
group broke up, and I went and sang with them. From there, um, with the Joneses, we had all kinds of stuff behind us. We had Columbia behind us. We had management and everything. But the guys they were brothers, and sometimes they didn't get along the right way. So the manager knew the main ingredient, and they were looking for a singer. So he suggested me. Well, the main ingredient was my perfect group when I was coming up, so I knew everything.
Yeah.
I talked to Tony Sylvester on the telephone, and after he heard me sing, he said, "I wish I'd known you'd had the job tonight." So it just kept going, even with the Drifters. The band that I was in New York, they were playing in a place in Manhattan. I wasn't there, but after the show, one of the Drifters members came up and said, "Is it anyone that you know, or any of you might want to try out for the Drifters?" They said, "No, but we know just the guy for you." So they gave him my number. He called. I went to the, going for the audition.
Yes.
After the audition, I had the job. So I've been there ever since, 34 years.
It seems to me, Mr. Jackson, that you've been in the right place at the right time an awful lot, man.
It seemed like that to me too. I think the good Lord upstairs looked out for me because he knew that I was an athlete. I'll tell you one more little story.
Yeah.
We did a show down in Miami for the old timers, Boog Powers and Frank Robinson and everybody, and they called the hotel and they asked if anybody from the Drifters want to play. Yes, I want to play. I was in my 40s. I went out and I played and I changed the whole game around. I went 2 for 3. They had me in right field and I really dictated the game. And after the game, Frank Robinson came to me. He said, "Young man." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "You're in the wrong business." And I wasn't even playing the position that I'm a pitcher. And I played right field. So I knew I had what it took to at least give it a shot. But singing just kept on opening doors, and I just sang for years, and I do enjoy it. I must say I enjoy it.
I've talked to so many rockers and so many blues performers and so many soul artists over the years. So much of it has come from the church, right?
Yes, no doubt about it. A lot of people do start in church, and it's a good starting base for you. But things have changed so much now. When I was coming up, there was no microphones or nothing. You had to your voice had to be huge. And
Yeah.
that's something that I did have, a huge voice that they could feel it all over everywhere. I know my manager said that, "Young man, boy, every time you sing, I get chills."
That's
So,
awesome. That is
yeah.
so awesome, man. Hey, we touched on a little while ago when I was asking you about the whole oldies thing, but I find it so incredible that 8-year-olds and 80-year-olds know your music.
Yes.
And it must give you a thrill to see when you look out and you see those different ages in the audience that will be there on Friday night. It's got
Yes.
to make you feel so good all over.
And it's so wonderful because it's so much audience participation for everybody, and
Yeah.
they love it. It's just a wonderful thing. Now we've started because we used to bring people on the stage, but because of COVID, we had to
Yeah.
stop it. But for the first time, last week we were in North Carolina. I brought some people on stage, and they had a ball. So we try to have that audience participation. I'm not saying it's going to be able to be done this time because we are limited because it's all 3 groups,
Sure.
But they will have a lot of audience participation in the show that they'll love.
You can see rolling across the screen all the details about the show. It's Friday night over at the Robbins Theater. And once again, tickets at robbinstheater.com. The Drifters have played everywhere in the world, everywhere. Tell me about the strangest place you have ever played, whether it's with the Drifters or you solo or with another group. What is the strangest gig you've ever had?
Um, way back in the days in the early '70s, we were just starting out with the group that I was in Richmond, Virginia, and of course we really didn't have money back in those days, and you were depending on the venue when you got there that they would honor their obligation.
Yeah, their
Well,
commitment, right?
the place closed down. we this was in Texas too, man. It was man, it was crazy, but we got through it. We pretended to be the persuaders. It's a thin line between love and hate. That's all right. So I can't even explain it, man. But that was crazy.
Whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. The best place that I went to was China. I love China.
You're well received over there.
Oh yeah, they received us very, very well over there.
Yeah. Hey, tell us what the audience should expect on Friday night, especially with the three groups playing. Give us a little rundown, if you would, without tipping your hand too much.
Well, you're gonna have a lot of high energy from the coasters as far as with the comedic end of performing, and then you're gonna get the Platters, who bring you all the way back down to that all the hits that they have and just flowing through your body with all of their hits. And then in the end, you're going to get the Drifters, who are going to bring you nothing but love. That's all we got for you is love. That's it. We're going to give you all kinds of love, and I'll have a lot of audience participation. It's going to be great. It's not a place that we've been to that people, we might think that we're bad, and we come off stage, oh, you were great. I mean, you were. So I don't even worry anymore about things around us, even though we do the best we can wherever we go.
You will love the Robbins Theater, Jerome, and the sound in that place. You are going to just sound beautiful. But this man he'll be bringing the Drifters into town along with the Platters and Cornel Gunther's Coasters. It's Friday night, September 27th, the Robbins Theater in Warren. And once again, tickets are on sale right now at robbinstheater.com. Mr. Jackson, thank you for your time, and be safe with your travels, and we will see you on Friday night.
Thank you so very much. It was my pleasure.